welcome to today's episode of Quantflix TV. And today we're gonna talk about how I am similar to Vera Wang and Ta Kun. And if you're wondering, Ta Kun is a fashion designer, so how is it that a hedge fund manager can be similar to two fashion designers? So many people know what Vera Wang does, right? And today I'm gonna maybe talk a little bit about what Ta Kun does, or who Ta Kun is. And I'm wearing a Ta Kun dress shirt. This is from his 2007 collaboration with Gap. And okay, obviously this shows that I'm very ESG, but then I also wanted to show how he makes use of business opportunities and what the market demands. I'll talk about that later, but then let's talk about first how Ta Kun and Vera Wang are similar before talking about how they are similar to me. Okay, so both of them are Asians, and both of them found success in New York. That's also why today my Whizbee gummy bear is here with me, because it also found success in New York. And this is something which a lot of people maybe don't really know about, but both of them didn't start out as fashion designers, right? So they started out as fashion editors. So Ta Kun worked at Harper's Bazaar, and Vera Wang was at Vogue, where there was this kind of battle with Anna Wintour. And then after they had their stints as fashion editors, where they looked at a ton of other designers, they then saw what the market is missing. So being a successful fashion brand does not just mean churning out beautiful clothes, right? It also means you have to understand what the market wants, and also how to run a business, which includes its operations, right? Like how often do you turn clothes around, like shipping, production, marketing, all those type of things, whether you're going to be couture or whether you're going to be mass, ready to wear. And so both of them have been rather successful in launching different lines. And so Vera Wang now, instead of just bridal wear, which she started out with, has expanded into homeware, also more ready-to-wear clothes, and collaborations with other brands. And Ta Kun also went from clothes that started from like $2,500 to more like a $250 accessible price point around 2019, because like he saw that the market is more gearing towards kind of like accessible but value luxury, and so he was very fortunate that he did this right before the pandemic, and so his clothes like loungewear type of like trainers did really well. So how is that similar to me, right? So as everyone knows, I am the CEO of a hedge fund, Gulf Capital, and I actually didn't start out as a fund manager, right? So I mean, that sounds kind of weird. I mean, I didn't even start out as kind of a research analyst or became portfolio manager, then started to run a hedge fund management company, right? So I actually, after investment banking, then went to become director of research for a fund of funds slash family office. So I started out as being a hedge fund allocator. So I was doing things like researching to hedge funds, then allocating into the hedge funds, monitoring the hedge funds, deciding when to redeem. And so along the way, I could see like how hedge funds do, right? So it's not just enough to be a good stock picker. So a lot of people have this misconception, right? That I can pick stocks, my PA is doing really well, I can run a hedge fund. That's not really true. So I've seen in my career hundreds, if not thousands of hedge funds, right? And there are hedge funds that don't work out even though the portfolio manager has a great pedigree, maybe from one of the really big shops, right? Or somebody is really good at picking tech stocks, for example, and they don't work out. So the key thing about running a successful hedge fund is not just about the investment side or the stock picking side, right? It's also about the business side, and people put it as part of operational due diligence. So there's investment due diligence, there's operational due diligence. And so first thing we need to know is whether there's enough money to power this whole thing, right? So a lot of people, when they start a hedge fund, maybe they used to be the top research analysts, or maybe even the portfolio manager or junior portfolio manager in the fund. So they kind of have no idea of like how business expenses are in a fund, right? So you need money to last for at least 2 years, because maybe people don't want to invest in you, because there's usually a time period before people say, okay, I believe in what you do. And then there's also like salaries to pay. So even if you decide to not pay yourself, there's 2 other people to pay, and they have other options besides joining you. And obviously there's like rental and keeping lights on. And then there's things like risk management, right? So what's your process like? It's not just like picking the right stock. Do you have like 50% of the portfolio in one stock? When do you cut? When do you add? When do you put on a hedge? And then there are things like compliance, like dealing with regulators, like getting yourself licensed. And then also things like technology, right? So when I first started the firm, I didn't really have an idea of how expensive technology or data could be, right? It's when I used to work for somebody else, running other people's money, all this is just part of things that I will claim for or come to expect. But I don't have much of a sense of like how much it really costs until when I started my own business. So there's a lot into going to running a successful company, be it a fashion brand or be it a hedge fund management company. And there's actually a lot of benefits to being on the other side. Whether you're a fashion editor or, in my case, a hedge fund allocator. And hopefully that explains why. I think we have some similarities with Da Kun and Vera Wang. Alright, that's it for today. Until next episode, bye!